Welcome back to another Angry Coach Marathon. Believe it or not, there are still new StarCraft 2 players, and by new StarCraft 2 players, I mean people I used to play back in the day, but I thought the game died because I was listening to people on Twitch chat, which StarCraft 2 almost literally invented, and on Reddit, which, okay, can't really take credit for that, but believe it or not, we're still going, and it's free to play, and this video is free to watch, so like and subscribe and see more like it. But you know what isn't free? Angry Coach. Angry Coach is for those people who think that they need the personalized attention and also, I guess, coaching, but let's be honest here, it's mostly for attention, maybe a little bit of masochism, who knows what people are into nowadays. Check out my OnlyFans, use that command. Thank you for watching. Another Angry Coach Marathon. We've got Platinum Zergs. We've got, I think, like 3. We got Kybrit. I don't have confirmation we have anything but those 2, but at least we have those 2. And if there are 3 things in life, it's death, taxes for most people, and scouting reapers, and also Platinum Zergs. That's math. Thank you. Speaking of, Platinum Zerg. But this is the Terran music. No! 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 No. If you're gonna prioritize your GLHF before building your first drone, get your priority. If you don't have the APM to build a drone and then type GLHF, part of the reason you're still fucking platinum is because you're prioritizing human interaction over getting good at StarCraft. The very basic, like, the game does not require any sort of communication. In fact, the less, the better. Oh, this is laser eyes. Is this laser eyes though? Did I don't know whose replay this is. Was this the right one? No, it wasn't. It wasn't laser eyes. It was, let's see. Oh, wow. This is for, okay, so here's a story. Here's a story. We gotta go over a story first. We're gonna pause the game. We're gonna do what everybody who doesn't watch past this point hates. We're gonna go into, we're gonna pause the game for a couple minutes. We're gonna get the Farilli experience. So after everything I said to Farilli about how since he sent his replay in too early, his replay goes last, I accidentally, in my surprisingly or unsurprisingly similar incompetence, actually loaded his first anyways. So if he had stuck around, he would now know, you know what? Well, Winter is just as incapable of reading as I am. Oh, is Winter not streaming? Oh, he's not ready. My bad. Why stupid text? I followed the instructions. It says current price. He tried to send it in before everyone else. Tried to jump the gun. So I was going to put his replay at the end. But now we're here. Not playing semantics. If you could please make it clear. Because as it stands, the paragraph for the angry... Can somebody use the Angry Coach command in the background for context? I will have to watch the VOD. So there's not enough text there. Not that anyone's going to read it. So, in a like-minded way, here is his replay, prioritizing the sim antics of socialization before actually building his first round. So that's not the build. Like, we're already... Where's my Zerg build order rep? Alright. I don't know. Well, I don't know what this is. I don't know what we just did there. But he still hasn't built a fucking Overlord. So I'm not the least bit surprised. I think he just set up like half a dozen camera locations, but is 50 minerals late on the first Overlord he's supposed to build. On top of the fact that Overlord's supposed to be on 13, which I thought was well understood even by Platinum Zergs. But now here we are. Okay. Now I'm excited. Yeah, it's just the build's just wrong. Okay. And we're gonna get some replays from last season. Well, is Golden Wall still in the pool? I don't think so. When was this replay from? This replay was from 24th of September. It's been a solid 3 weeks, which is probably the last time. Like, here's my recommendation for really. If you want to actually get promoted in StarCraft, maybe play the fucking game. So we're going to move forward. And there is a new season, by the way. Maybe you should try that one out. Golden Wall, actually, I think, ended up being a pretty good map. Like, despite the near universal hatred from pro players of maps that are different and fearing change and having to have more than one build order, I think it had a decent split of, now that we have a moratorium on it and it's no longer in the current season map pool, I think it had a great split of, like, strategies and unique games that didn't just feel like, aha! Except for those games where Terrans kept dropping Hellions in this location, and Protosses kept dying to it. But I mean, not to call anyone out. Harding! Yeah, I mean, by like the 4th time. You gotta remember that exists. Alright, now we have 6-lings on the way. As you know, one of the staples of a Platinum Zerg is a Reaper comes in and suddenly, stop everything! There's a Reaper! Ah! Reaper! Reaper! Ah! Okay. My work here is done. He got the Reaper. Ladies and gentlemen, mission accomplished. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
we got him.
Now we're gonna get the binder out early today. So this was supposed to be for the other side of things. I'm sure this will come up later, but we're not quite there. But oh my God, we got everybody. We got the Reaper. We did it. We did it. It's over. There's no question. We're on the path to victory. My broodlings, together, we will move forward, and we will move onward. We will now build drones. Now that that Reaper has been removed forever, we can build drones again. It's like, but sir, you could have just built the drones and killed the Reaper at the same time. Like, you can do 2 things at once. No. There was a Reaper. It was watching. Couldn't have done anything. But, okay, we're building Spore crawlers. The only thing that Spore crawlers this early, like, if the Terran player put a starport right here, if a Terran player had mined out this area and put a starport in this location and built, I don't know, like a Liberator, because a Banshee would take too long. If he built a Liberator right here, as quick as he possibly could, then these Spore crawlers would be on time. Otherwise, they're, I don't know what to do, but I want to kill my own fucking drones. Spore crawlers. Like, you come in here arguing fucking semantics with me, and it's like, well, Loco says to build Spore crawlers at 4 minutes. And while I know Loco is a pretty details-oriented guy, as we can see, right... Wait, I need my thumbnail. One sec. It worked last time. So, if you watch the last Angry Coach Marathon, so what YouTube does in order to create their automatically generated thumbnails, they look at the video, because they read every little pixel and all that, and they're like, which pixels are way different? And so when I did this last time, it worked perfectly. You just gotta hold it for like 3 seconds. And that we should have it there. Oh, well, that works too, yeah. And moving on, like and subscribe. But yeah, this is terrible. This is so far nailing every one of the Platinum Zerg tropes. We've got Production Strike, upon attack from a Reaper. We've got random ass static defense, like with no provocation besides existential dread. The only things we're missing are continuing Zergling production for no discernible reason, getting a Baneling nest after losing all your Zerglings, getting a lair for no discernible reason, the YOLO lists of Hydras or Mutas, probably Mutas, and then of course creep spreading with thousands of minerals. We just like creep spread is fine, but creep spreading when you have 2,700 minerals and 28 larvae, maybe not so much. Why are we on damaged health bars? This isn't GSL. Wait, well, if GSL had damaged health bars, I wouldn't complain. But I've definitely come around to damaged for casting. It took me a while, but I'm a fucking casual now, right? Like, does Winter even play StarCraft anymore? Now I only play like 5 or 6 times the amount of the average person instead of like 10. So pretty much I've lost my passion. Please subscribe. Existential dread is pretty much the sole reason to play Zerg. That's a confusing statement from someone named Creep Tumor. Alright, we're gonna get some gas. What are we getting the gas for? A roach horn. Like, that's fine. We're getting 6 more lings. Yes, they're like, well, I mean, a few more lings might help, right? Like, we currently have 9 more drones than the Terran. That's mostly because the Terran is a bitch. But, okay. Okay, like, it's not good, but it's not terrible. It's, you know. Wait, Winter, is Roach Hydra not okay to go for? Like, Roach Hydra, what are you saying? Are you assuming this guy's unit composition right now? It's like, well, he built a Roach one. That's pretty much Roach Hydra. I mean, it's not Roach Hydra. Yet. Alright, get in there. Get in there! Yep. So now that every Zergling died to kill 1 tank, which he got the tank at least, he's now building 2 lings. The worst thing you could do at this precarious stage, like, in order to solidify a lead at this stage of the game, you take all this gas, you get 52 or so drones. This guy's building tanks, which means he can't really attack, at least for a little while. You got plenty of time to get a lair, get upgrades, and get a round of drones that sets you in a good spot with a solid mid-game economy. And then you can build a round of units and be perfectly fine to defend. Or, option 2, we could just build a bunch more Zerglings. And there it is.
Your forces have encountered the enemy.
Upgrades. Amnesia Lords. The classic, I built Overlords, but I was so supply blocked, I tried to build stuff again, and then I forgot I built the first Overlord, so now I'm building more Overlords. They're not necessarily unjustified, just fun to watch. Alright, we're getting some roaches. 43 drones is not a booming economy, by the way. That is actually less income than the Terran. Not quite yet, the mules haven't kicked in yet, but I believe in a moment it will be. Go get them, mules! Come on! Yeah, there you go. Close. Having 3 bases saturated does help a little. Almost there. Almost 50. Like, it's not bad. This is, like, his goal is low diamond, which is, quite a goal. As he's been plat for so long, which, yeah, that makes sense. Hydra dead. We've made it to 50 drones, and we're even building a couple extra. How crazy. He's spending his money. Like, it's not all bad. You still see, the point is, it's not like, well, I have crippling select all army syndrome, or I have crippling Zergling addiction, so now I limit myself to 30 Zerglings in the first 5 minutes. I'd argue going cold turkey on that, or cold Zergling, but if you can't cut yourself off entirely, maybe sixlings? I don't know. And it's not that I think zerglings are bad. I just think they're bad for certain people.
Your brood has found something to chew
And this
on.
is one of them.
Your forces have encountered the enemy. Evolution.
I donated you for Angry Coach and a PayPal approved, so did you get it or did I get scammed? I got it. It showed up on the screen. Did you get scammed? I mean, maybe please send me another $500 and I'll send you 5,000 back. I need to transfer to Western Bake account real quick, and then we can make big deal.
Nothing left in that mineral cluster. Looks like your brood has evolved.
Yeah, like 67 drones is not the economy to build half a dozen spine crawlers. That's like 90 drones.
Mineral field depleted.
The problem is you can see the logic. And then immediately you can see how stupid it is. Because, of course, this helps a Terran by making it harder for the Zerg to use the high ground against an attack. It's like, the other argument might be those are for Viper energy, but no they fucking aren't. Like, if you built them like in the middle of the map or like outside the natural maybe, but...
Evolution complete. Oh great. Your
Yeah,
zerg
60, I guess we're making some more now, but... like,
Mineral field depleted.
now if only there was a lurker den. A lot of people are like, well, zerglings are a good unit. Zerglings with 0/0 upgrades are a waste of larva at this stage of the game. Yeah, also, banelings are a waste of larva and gas. So, oh my god. He's actually using them. I'll give him that. Oh my god, classic diamond Terran. The Terran's diamond, the Zerg is platinum. Classic diamond Terran. Oh no, I lost a fight and he actually used Vipers, which I will give him credit for. I did not expect actual Viper usage. That is a bronze star right there.
Your brood has found something to chew on.
He's so close. He's so close. Both of them so close. To different things, but they're so close.
Oh, good. Now
Okay.
I have your attention.
He spread creep halfway across the map in 13 minutes. That is about... like, Scarlet spreads that much creep in the first 7 minutes. But
Is that all?
I guess spreading creep at all, and controlling Vipers at all, not make Vipers. What this Diamond Terran might not be realizing is many Zergs make Vipers. They just select all army them into the Terran army after one blinding cloud. Pretty much uniformly. Like, that is 90% of the time what happens to those Vipers. Don't lie to me, Zergs. You know what I mean.
Nothing left.
Like, well, I tried Vipers. It didn't work out. I don't know why.
Oh great. Your forces have encountered the enemy.
So this is why he sent it in, by the way. This is why... I bet he's played. I bet he's played more. But he sent in this game because of this chat. Like... I mean, it's perfect, but...
Your drones are under attack.
Well, guess we're dying to that. Wait, what? How did it die? Where did it go? Where did Liberator go? What happened to Liberator? Am I a crazy person? Where did the Liberator go? Oh, it was getting hit by the Spore. Oh, I thought that Liberator was like a permanent resident.
Nothing left in that mineral cluster. Your brood has found something to chew on.
Oh my god. So that... And... Hello, you're... So... Like, this really describes... I feel like we have a perfect microcosm of high platinum, low diamond here. We have a platinum zerg who, if he stopped making zerglings and focused on actually A-moving... In fact, he's confusingly detailed so much, like, if he actually used the Selectal Army hotkey, he might do better. And now, he's successfully gotten tilted by the low diamond Terran, who is looking for any excuse besides himself, and is literally calling his opponent a smurf as he wins a fight. Like 3-3 upgrades at 14 minutes. My units only have 1-1 because we haven't invented armories in my army. Oh wait, he has an armory, which I think makes it worse. And now, like, unfortunately, we can't stop looking at his shit. Because it's just glaring. Where, Jimmy, get the memes! Where's my memes? Ah, here we go. Mm-hmm. And now here this goes.
Your brood is
No. You know what? I acquit you. Shadow Null / Farilli / Semantics Man. You are Plat. It's okay. I don't believe that, man. I believe you are Plat.
found something to chew on. Your forces have encountered the enemy.
Don't let him.
Nothing left of that enemy.
I swear, that maybe not the... I don't know how long that took to type, but that...
Taking out a creep.
But thank you.
Your brood has found something to chew on. Enemies.
Yeah, you don't go Ling Bang. You gotta have upgrades. Well, you know what? You actually don't have to have upgrades because the Terran's at 1-1. But if the Terran was mildly competent in actually upgrading his units as opposed to typing, then you would need more than 0-0 on your banelings.
Taking out a creep.
Unfortunately, he's tilted himself like more than the famous Italian tower.
Battlefield. Looks like your forces have encountered the enemy. Our base is under attack. Hive cluster opened by the queen.
Alright, you see what happens every time we got Zergling. Now I'm microing Zergling. You gotta stop. Thank you, Jade Oleander, with the tier 3. Wow, that was a weird animation. I mean, a cool animation in chat. Get your tier 3 subs today. Oh, he was microing his Zerglings until they all died. Oh no, we're building ultras.
Evolution complete.
So how long is this game? It's over in 10 seconds. Okay. 20 seconds.
Nothing left in that.
Taking
out a creep. The forces have encountered the enemy.
So, overall,
Oh, good.
what we saw here
Now
was,
I have your
unfortunately, actual... Like, he might be diamond soon. The problem is there's still a lot of those bad habits created in the silver and gold leagues of, like... You know what I should do? More Zerglings. More Zerglings would probably help this. Just general, at any time, just throw like a couple dozen more Zerglings in the mix. But the upgrades, as the Terran pointed out, for you, but not himself, were good. The Vipers were well controlled. Like, honestly, the Vipers stayed alive most of the time. There were a lot of weird details, but overall, I think you will be considered a smurf soon enough if you play in Platinum. It's a B. And it is... Alright. That was a hard choice. I wanted it to be shame by default, but I'm fair. So,
New subscriber.
can I have a shame anyways? You didn't pay enough, Chippy.
Have a shame anyways.
We now have Laser Eyes, who, one of our almost guaranteed shames, who is now a couple dozen MMR above what we last saw, up against a diamond. Like, can we just throw to the chat on this one? Boring. It appears Laser Eyes loses. How crazy is that? I love how, like, a decade later, and Winter is still judging people's StarCraft games. Artosis has been judging people's StarCraft 1 games for, like, 38 years. So, like...
Fuck this game, man.
Oh, do we start with a strike? Because... You know what? Extra shame. You know, every platinum or platinum adjacent zerg. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? No, this isn't it. What? We'll start with one strike. That's what, from now on, extra shame means one strike for that rank/race at the start. They get less leeway. Or they have to pay more, depending on how annoyed I am. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay. Are we gonna build another drone, or... What? Okay. There's a lot of weird camera movement. Like, it feels like he's trying really hard. Laser Eyes is here. Like, the camera... I don't know where it's going. It feels like it's off, but it's not. But it feels like it is. There goes Sad Drone. Reaper racking up hundreds of minerals. Yeah, Jimmy, get the binder! Jimmy! This is the perfect moment! It's not gonna get better than this!
New subscriber detected.
Shame, shame, shame.
I'm not gonna miss an opportunity. Wow. Never like, I underestimated. He has 1,040. Jesus. I need to adapt it. 1,040 and 160. This is why until Diamond 1, and this Terran is not nearly Diamond 1, by the way, I say do not micro your Reaper. It is a cameraman. I guess it's credit somewhat to the Zergs in these last two games that I've been commenting more on the Terran, because it warrants commenting. If only for the zergs. Like, I want zergs to look at this and realize you just keep your shit together because the Terran almost certainly is not. And then the Reaper dies anyways. Okay, you got one chance. You got one opportunity. Will you build zerglings? Or will you actually be good? There you go. Where are my queens? More queens! More queens! No. 4 queens is not enough. Need 8 octo queens. Usually, like 6 is maybe your basic early defense. You're like, well, what am I going to do without zerglings? Queens are just better zerglings. Okay, building queens. So we're about to remember those Evo chambers, I imagine, momentarily. Maybe a little on the late side. What do you think is gonna happen? Where are you going? No. Alright, 3, 2, 1. No. Evo chambers. Go back. We both... Oh, wait. He only has 1 Evo chamber. Why aren't you upgrade? I have Evo. Yeah, I know you have Evo. That's the point.
Is that all?
That's
Love
my
the
point.
stream. Just getting back into SC2. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you, Jack Dom. You only have... Oh, my. Yeah, maybe not the prior... You have 458 gas. Let's worry about that. Laser eyes. I know what you have more than you do. I want you to use it. But thank you for explaining to me. Now at least you're building queens now. Now this was not entirely predictable. You know what? Not a bad defense. Okay, no. The priority is not returning to gas. The priority is making sure... I get it. We may have tilted too far into a macro focus here. Like, at some point, the Hellions are something you need to respect. Like, there's a difference between 1 Reaper and half a dozen Hellions. 1 Reaper isn't going to burn your entire economy to the ground. Whereas 6-8 Hellions may do so. It still went like how many drones? 14. Yeah, that's a little high, but you can just send the Overseer in. Like, I'm not like, why aren't we going for double upgrades? Where build a second Evo? Is it not in the budget? Why a Baneling nest? What is going? You see, you saw them. You don't need Banelings. You need Overlord. Well, ideally, Overlords spread out in locations to actually see drops for one. Rip Evo chamber. I mean, Hydraliz none. Now we're struggling with the idea of having units in 2 different locations. Where do you think he's gonna be? Where do you think that drop is? Oh my god. Like, you don't even have to think too hard. It's probably in the same fucking spot it just was. Come on. If you end up looking like a goddamn Scooby-Doo movie, or TV, like,
I need to get in there more quickly.
Like,
Give me shame.
the only difference between this and like a Scooby-Doo episode is they're gonna go to take off his mask and then like Velma's gonna be like, that's the one, that's the nerdy one, right? She's gonna be like, no, keep the mask on, wait until quarantine. Then they spend an entire episode in quarantine. I'm just kidding, like it's just as ridiculous. The mask, we'll stick with the mask. Why aren't you wearing a mask? I'm a dog. Why are you talking? I'm starting to think this show isn't realistic, but I saw it on Platinum. We're really mixing a lot together. Okay, like, if I could play Benny Hill music without getting slammed with a copyright strike harder than I want to give you a strike right now, I would be playing it. So let's, you know what? I will do the no copyright version. Let's follow this Hydra's story. Na 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 Oh, you kind of just flew into the hydras. Okay, well, it's over. Oh my god! Have you ever had a baneling block a queen from escaping because you built your Evo chamber in the only spot that could wall it off? 1, why banelings? 2, why Evo there? Oh, no, 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 no. I saw the bio, so I thought I should Hydraling Bane. You know what? That's not a bad idea. So, Laser Eyes. Sheba, did you hear my thing when we went over the math video? Because we're going to have to show it again. Laser Eyes, how many supply do you get for an Overlord? 12. Okay, well that's fucking wrong. But still, so that's wrong for one, but also, so, using your math, what is 12 times 11? I know, you can use your computer, if you'd like. 132, yes. You know what 132 is close to? 133 and 2/3 chance. And you think these overlords are gonna give you 133 and 2/3 chance of winning? Which, I don't know. Let's run the numbers.
Say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice.
Oh wait,
See,
I got
Joe.
the numbers.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice.
Okay, 1. Overlords are 8 supply. They're 8. Which already means it's 8 supply per overlord. Like, but on top of that, either way, whether it's 88 or 132, 11 overlords is maybe not the most efficient use of resources. It's not the end of the world, but as usual, I come up with a layup question. I give them enough rope so that way they can maybe hang themselves. But I love it when people get creative with it, and I really didn't think. I thought that was a layup right there. I thought, like, even your Silver Leaguer who played the HOTS campaign would know it's 8 supply per overlord. But that's why we do this.
And his name is John C.
Congratulations.
Coach Winter, I won my first 6 R&D tourney. Now, in spite of my best efforts and my baked sloth reaction,
Maybe it's just better at building overlords than you. His favorite player is a laser. Kind of sucks for a laser to have his. Most people know him as the guy who builds too many overlords. All right. As long as he doesn't do anything but A-click, he'll be okay. He just needs to A-click. Alright, and he did. Cause Terrans know they can't beat me. He's got a 25% chance at best at beat me. Wow, 2 for 2. Very close. So we're gonna want to get upgrades generally. I feel like there's already an infestation pit, but my feelings are not facts. Wow, we didn't have the Hydra. I guess he did kill the Hydra den earlier. Okay, alright, well. Just had to make sure that was a bad idea. Yeah. It's like, I don't know, maybe he doesn't have that many tanks. Good thing we got rid of those pesky zerglings. Is that a Hydra? Okay. 57 drones is not enough drones, by the way. 80 drones is enough drones. Uh-oh. Here we go. No. Wait for the drop in the main. That's super obvious. No. Oh, wait. Did he actually move a small amount of... He split off a group of units. What a genius. An absolute mastermind. What do you think? Okay. Okay. So, like, we got 2-2. We keep making these Zerglings. Hydras are good, but maybe, like, you have 2 options. Option 1 is go up a ramp into a concave of siege tanks and bio. Option 2 is to not do that. Okay, good choice. Now option go down a ramp. There are a lot of ramps and choke points on this map, aren't there? But it does. No, they can shoot both directions. Didn't we just hit... So you just finished the hive. And you're like, no! We fight on this ground. It ends here and no further! No. It should have ended with you retreating from this base, building Vipers, which we both know that you weren't actually going to use, but... And then fighting in a much better location that they weren't already entrenched in. But... So I saw some good things and some bad things here. There was the kind of attempting to build enough drones, and then kind of losing them, but at least attempting it. The pseudo-select army hotkey is a problem. The upgrades are an issue. The general demeanor is Scooby-Doo-like. But I think you finally earned your low diamond. I don't know if I said that before, but it feels like we're gonna slowly grind up diamond there. Like, it's alright, but it's right on the edge. Like, you're doing the right things, but mostly poorly. Or at the wrong time. But at least it's going the right direction. And also, most importantly, it's 8. It's 8 supply per Overlord. Which means that was still too fucking many Overlords. But every supply building is 8. Every single one. Like, the supply depot of the pot. How do you go however many thousands of games into StarCraft and not know? Stayed Hydra way too long, in my opinion. Ignore the opinions of Twitch chat. Because they're Twitch chat. It's always fun when people, like I haven't commented on Twitch chat in a while, and people are like, yeah, I'm a coach too! I'm not wearing hockey pads. And don't worry, neither are you. Nobody, that'd be weird, but... It's better if you don't understand the reference. Oh yeah, Delta Command is a Platinum Protoss. I just got back after a few months off.
New subscriber detected.
So you ranked up?
How time flies.
Let's look at those matchups. Wait. Oh yeah, he did have a gap. The graph looks weird. It goes from July to September. It just skips if there are no data points. Where's my matchup? Forget how to... Oh, there you go. So, last 30 days. Does that say 13% in PVZ? 2 and 13. I was also playing Destiny 2 and Warframe. Wow, you're the worst type of person. You want to waste your time, but you can't even figure out on what. I prefer Warframe slightly, I think. I think Destiny 2 is more polished, but Warframe is more fun. Okay, let's see. I don't know. This one doesn't say who won. We'll go with this. Winter has grown up and become more toxic since I last saw him. This was the guy who was giving his opinion on the last game, right? Too much time on Twitch? Yeah, there's so many people just like you. Everyone's special in a very similar way. I agree. So you're gonna wall off the low ground, not the high ground like a bitch, right? So if you wall off the high ground, and no, the gold Protoss and plat Protoss don't get a strike. Walling off the high ground hurts you in every way. Not every single way, but if you have a plan to expand and you wall off the high ground, you're making it more difficult. It's not safer. It is not safer to wall off on the high ground against a zerg if you're just going to expand. Because then your expansion is vulnerable. You're going to feel obligated to defend it while still not having the opportunity to do so. Like, if you wall off up here, this is partial. Like, for all the random zerg, there's a reason that zerg players get to plat. Like, a lot of Terran and Protoss hit a wall in the Gold League, whereas zerg players seem to hit that wall at plat. And that's because the Terrans and the Protoss don't know how to build one, and the zergs just run right by it into the Platinum League. It appears you've brought that same style all the way here to plat. You're not struggling so much in the other matchups. But once the Protoss and Terran learn to defend 12 zerglings randomly attacking them for no reason, undercutting the entire zerg's economy because they have no sort of critical thinking skills, then the zergs struggle. But if you don't actually create that same defensive setup, you're going to be the one struggling in much the same way you always have. So, like, this is, like, no. This is not how you do it. That's not even the correct way to wall off the high ground. The pylon is too close, and it may fuck up some of the wall off. Like, that's just a basic part up here. It is not optional. You can't just be like, well, I like to wall off the high... No. You like to lose, then, is what you do.
What is KYBRIG and why is it so expensive?
Because it can be. That's capitalism. This is exactly 1, that pylon's too early. Your build is wrong. 2, if you just go take an expo, I'm turning this replay off. This is a game where I go and spend too much time on creep and lose my whole army? What? No. What? I don't care about your army. You haven't built a single unit, and you've still made massive mistakes. How are you supposed to leave 1 or 2 grids for an open wall? So it looks like this. Almost every map is the same size. Death Aura is actually a little smaller. So here's the wall. Here's your pylon, which is a 1x1. But most maps you got gateway, cybercore, gateway in a straight line. At least relative to where the first gateway is. And that leaves you a spot that stalkers and zealots and adepts especially can wall off with a single unit. But this is why I'm telling you right the fuck now. If you spent the 4 minutes it takes to practice twice walling off on the low ground, your win rate would at least double, which wouldn't be much, but immediately. And by immediately, I mean after 10 games of PvZ. Like, even a Platinum Zerg can figure out to build a couple dozen Zerglings to kill this. Like, and by the way, this is a fucking disaster. This, like, even if you're trying to wall off, what the fuck is this? What is this? Like, this... what the fuck? This whole game was a cluster? Okay, you know what? I said, we'll give it another shot. This is the benefit you get sometimes when you give me the account with like an option of replays as opposed to just one replay specifically, is I might take a look at another one. Let's see. A game you played yesterday. Alright, let's see if you've now learned how to wall off correctly. Like every single fucking Protoss who didn't cannon rush, and you didn't cannon rush, like every single Protoss in every professional fucking game in the last 5 fucking years, but no! No, it's too hard. Well, then maybe this game is too fucking hard for you, and you should move the fuck on. I don't wall against Zerg. Well, then you fucking lose. Go play Zerg, or get the fuck out. What the fuck are you saying? Like, I choose to lose. Then why are you here? You're like, well, I just choose to do a strategy that loses the vast majority of the time. Okay. Well, then you're a loser. %. That's what you are. You are a loser.
You must construct.
This is not the same replay. This is a different game. Or is it? Is it a different game? Yes, it's a different game on the same map. I was losing it for a sec. So he has his build and he's sticking to it. His build is terrible. Like, I will give you that. Felt like a little deja vu. But the Cyber Core's in a slightly different spot. He's got his build, like... Well, we've been doing it this way for a while. What you do is you scan out the form, you write out your signature, okay, you scan it again, you put it through the fax machine, and then, by carrier pigeon, you're also gonna send me a microcopy, which I can put in my microfilm reader, and then in the overhead projector, I will... What the fuck are you saying, Grandpa? I don't understand these words. How do I read it on my iPhone? Oh, you damn kids and your technology. Alright. It's just a build I've been doing for a while. Okay. Stop. Stop it. Stop doing this build. Stop it right now. Stop. If you would like a build, I would reference any of the thousands of professional Protoss versus Zergs that have been played just this year. Any one of them. Even the cannon rushes, which would still be better. Like, it's just so bad. I will give him credit. Wait. Has he been defending it? Have you been defending it? He hasn't been defending it. He's just saying, like... Essentially, he's saying, well, I'm too lazy to change now. It's alright. Well, then, what's your fax number? Is my question. It's just, I'm too lazy to change. Which is a very Platinum League mindset.
Research complete.
I want all of my probes to be vulnerable. Like, I want a solid half of my economy to be immediately vulnerable for no reason. That's what I want. Oh, like that's it. That's the whole thing. Like, he just came in. You're justified. I guess. No. Terrans. Everyone else, every person who has the ability to learn from their mistakes and improve upon them, not the ones in the game right now. Delta Commands is doing us a service. He is encouraging the Zerg players who make random amounts of Lings and Banes, because 1 in 3 games or so, this happens. You get some fuckboy straight out of 1965, just like, well, we had one base and we liked it, or 2002 or whatever, and that's all we. Everybody expanding and walling off on the low ground and all. No, none of that. So it's people like Delta Commands that keep Zerg players doing these terrible strategies that would literally just do nothing if he learned how to play. So you can thank him for being the person that perpetuates. Like how many times must every single probe, must 17 probes die? And the thing is, the army could have defended them. If the army wasn't sitting on the top of the ramp watching like total bitches, then it would have been enough to actually deal with those Zerglings. Like, that was only like 12 Zerglings. And maybe 8 Banelings. Like, you have enough army. But he just chose to watch 17 probes die. It's like, oh, those probes, the Banelings are a hoax, man. Alright, we don't need a wall. What we need is, we need an open natural, so that way we can mine all the minerals. It's like, but now there are no probes left. Oh my god, we're venturing down what a bold move. So, the beauty of this is how well matchmaking works, because I'm going to spoil it in case you have short-term memory loss. It's a 23-minute game. So, literally, like, that means the Zerg player is so incompetent and so laser-focused on, well, he doesn't have a wall, I'm attacking, that there's an argument to be made that it's a real strat. The real strat is, like, baiting a Zerg player without any ability to have conscious thought and think past the fact, like, okay, now he has units. We're in a it's like middle league junior varsity basketball meta. It's like, well, at some point someone will hit a shot and then they'll probably be winning the game. But it might take a while. And also, I'm pretty sure that everything they're doing is a foul. But
Out of minerals. Idlewood.
let's just let it go. I don't. I was a bit of a baller myself. Anyways, so now we're long distance mining. Not even at 16 out of 16. 16 out of 16 isn't even max income on a base. We're now long distance because our probes weren't dying at high enough numbers. All right, we gotta pump those numbers up. We want at least half a dozen probes dead every single minute. Like, we have just not been fulfilling the quota.
You're warping more pylons or nothing's getting done.
Oh, Jesus
around here.
fucking Christ. So I'm not putting any strikes on this one, because we're just going to get the whole experience here.
You are fresh out of minerals at the...
Does anybody like, everyone knows what units I recommend, of which we're building one of them. But we're going Blink Stalkers, which is, yeah, good luck. We're long distance mining with 24 probes and going Blink Stalkers.
Research is... Wow. Your probes are in a hazardous working environment. Mineral field.
Oh, good. Now
It seems like this is one of those games that if you asked at the end of the game, what do you think you did wrong? It's like, well, I didn't counterattack when he attacked with lurkers. Or something like that. Something like, we're just going to ignore the first 5 minutes being an infrastructure disaster, the likes of which we haven't seen since the Great fucking Depression. Like, we just forget that 17... Imagine if 23 probes hadn't died because you were a coward. Imagine a world where where you not only had more workers, but you had 20 more workers and were essentially maxed out. But we can't imagine that world because you didn't build any sentries and you can't even hallucinate. Who needs them? Thank you, Langstor.
Your research is done. Wow, engaging the opponent.
I realized that honestly in PvZ I'm just bad. No, no, no! More specifically, you're a bitch! It's different. It's not just bad. Just bad is like, I always lose my prism, or I select all army sentries or something. Not, I willingly and regularly do not wall off my natural and let any amount of zerglings slaughter my probes because I am a coward who does not go down his ramp with his units before the 5-minute mark.
The other guy is attacking you.
It's like, oh, those stalkers had bone spurs, man. Come on. Like, they got 4 legs! It's a real hazard. It's like, why didn't you build a depths? It's like, why you be throwing that shade on me?
You are research. Your base is under attack. Your mineral field
We're just gonna build. Well, the stalkers are working. So,
all minerals. Now,
just keep building them.
Out of minerals. Idle workers are so.
The real hero is, unlike usually, the brave probes who go down that ramp anyways. Like, he's building a lot of probes. You gotta build a lot of probes when you plan on losing that many. Alright. Nice. Like, look how beautiful this base is, alright? Like, look at my Minecraft base. Have you guys watched me play Minecraft? Did you know Starcraft is actually a Minecraft mod? Fun fact.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay, well, so this is what detection is for. It's so that any amount of lurkers don't kill you. So it's not like it's not like you didn't see them too. There was plenty of realization. Like, you see a whole lot of lurkers. Okay. So how did the observers die? I think they just died of corruptors. Okay, so it's at this stage. Alright. We see the lurkers. They're killing everything. They're oh my. We keep going. They're obvious, like, it's not just a few lurkers. There's like 7 lurkers. If it was 1 lurker, sometimes it's a little easy to miss. But your units are being absolutely shredded right now. That stalkers are falling over, eviscerated. Zealots are evaporating. Immortals are just completely gone. But it takes like 6 seconds to realize, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be standing here. The answer is oracles, by the way, with Revelation is the most reliable. But that does take a little bit of pretending to use hotkeys. So I don't blame you for not doing that.
I remember when this was all minerals. Now look at it. Fewer probes means more space for your army has encountered the enemy. Upgrade complete. Base is under attack. You might... Your probes are in a hazardous environment. You mind all? You're engaging the opponent.
Here's the thing. His style of being a coward probably works perfectly fine against Terran and Protoss, many of which are like him. It doesn't work against Zerg. Like, you just simply cannot. You're going to lose a percentage of games. I don't know if this... Not all games are decided before the 5-minute mark. Diamond and below. But most of them could be. And this is definitely a game where it was perfectly fine. Imagine if 17 probes hadn't just died. Like, a professional game where 17 probes die in the first 5 minutes, if someone doesn't GG, we're talking about why they're so BM. That's how bad that is. It's like, why is he still in the game? What the fuck is he doing?
Your base is under attack.
Like,
We're all gonna die.
What a dick. Of course, this is far from that. This is literally under half of Cyril's MMR. It might actually be 3 times less than Cyril's MMR. What is it, like 2,800? Which, pretty close.
The enemy has taken a sudden interest in your pylons.
Ask him about proper control groups. Honestly, I'd rather select all army hockey if it gets him to wall off his natural. Oh, yes. I don't want to change. It is the Zerg who should change. I've been here on Ire. We haven't changed. You and your Dark Templar don't respect the Kala. My mom and her mom and everybody's mom went to the Church of Ire for many years. And you're telling me we should sever our nerve cords? Nerve cords have a long and storied tradition. Alright? So, we don't want to change. We don't care. No Dark Templar is gonna come. Templar, so-called Templar, is gonna come in here from Shakuris, okay, and tell us how to run Ire, okay? No, none of those Dark Templar are gonna come in here and tell us how to wall off against Zerg. No, I won't have it. Call the archives. None of it. Yo, but that Artanis cutscene was sick. Artanis is the gladiator of, like, if you just ignore all the times he just ignored everyone else. It's like, well, I will reclaim Ire in this life or the next. It's like Artanis. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, calm down. No, wait, that's Phoenix. I don't know. It's like Phoenix Volume 3. Anyways, so this was shame, by the way. Shame on you. You shame all Protoss. Shame. All Ire Protoss, shame. That is. Just sheer shame there. And you, that's a D. That's a D. For you douchebag coward. You can't do, there's a reason you're 2-13 against Zerg. And not all of the reason is because you just don't do a build. Not like you do a different build. That's not a build. That's not a build that gets half of your workers killed immediately. Like, it's not a, that doesn't, don't stop. Waffles. Diamond 1 Terran. Against Masters. So maybe we get an actual game here for once. Give me my Terran music. Objectively the best, as we all know.
SCV ready. SCV ready. No handout. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. CC's upgraded. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Here's your moment.
Add-ons finish. SCV ready.
Fine. Mostly a scout. Didn't slow down the build.
Ready to raise some hell. Ready to blunder.
I will give you, we got to 4 minutes with about, I think maybe an SCV or two was missed, but I assume we're going for a third momentarily. I'm gonna figure out what's happening with that starport. Okay, maybe a little excessive repairing. But even building the third in the clever location that I always forget about. We're the depots. The only thing that could have made this like a solid, a tight 5 minutes right here would have been not getting supply blocks so hard at 62. The fact it's 62 and nowhere else is quite good, but that would have brought it all together in like a solid opener. Not that it matters that much this moment, but it could kind of spiral.
Add-on complete. You're out of supply. Build
There you go. And usually you'd use that for a this reactor's for a barracks. You're not gonna get 2 medevacs for your 1 marine. Flying first class with a decoy medevac. It's not terrible to just have it, but... So this is the kind of moment you can't be slipping on. He's got 50 drones. We're not building any SCVs. Which is 3 less SCVs than should be built. Orbital's not building. The gases at the net aren't up. Like, this is the moment. Like, you can't be slipping on this for long. Still 0 SCVs building. Because you're kind of... This is where Terran... Like, when Terran players think they played a good game, but it still goes wrong, and it feels like you can't touch a zerg. This is what's going wrong. Is we're not building SCVs. 40 SCVs is not your mid-game number. It should be closer to 50 now. Like, it's starting to get a little out of hand. Like 48 at 6 minutes. Especially if you have a third. We're just not building them then. When was the last time we built? Okay, let's count them now. We're gonna count. So every 12 seconds, SCVs take 12 seconds to build. So these are the last 2 SCVs. I'm not even gonna count the third. 5 minutes and 10 seconds. When's the next time we build an SCV? Once again, not even counting the third.
Add-on complete. CC.
So for you Diamond Terrans, wondering why you just can't seem to keep up with the Zerg who can kind of do whatever they want. Now, this Zerg isn't doing whatever he wants, he's panicking. But the reason is because I'm not even counting the third. That was 100 seconds of not building SCVs. That is 16 SCVs missed. We could have had 56 SCVs, which would be probably a better number. But instead we have 40. And this is what matters. This is why it's not about what unit composition you choose. It's not about your Marine step micro. It's not about whether or not the Widowmine hits or the Banelings. It's about the fact you have 75% of the economy you should, and therefore can't build more shit than your opponent, and therefore lose because more shit counters less shit. I mean, at the end of the day, he might win. But with 16 more SCVs... 100 seconds divided by 12 does not equal 16. Let me spell it out again like I did at the beginning, but since people obviously have short-term memory loss, he had 2 fucking bases, which both can build SCVs, neither of which did. I wasn't even counting the third because I was being generous, and it wasn't done the whole time.
Research complete. Ready for SCV. Bigger, faster. Ready for dust-off.
In this... So, when you watch Maru or Innovation and all that, all those semi-decent players, they're always walling off like the third. So that way you limit the possibilities of things like run-bys. This is something you can do. It takes some getting used to, but it needs to be done. Because random Zerglings walking into your base, either distracting you or killing things, is not something you want to happen, in case that wasn't wasn't obvious. The armory's a little late, but that's not a huge issue. Oh, well, I guess, like, it should be, you could easily be 65, 70 SCVs. It matters. This is the definition. I know the Zerg is technically Masters, but he only had 4,000 MMR, so he might be Masters as like Terran or something. Whichever player uses this time better, like both doing any sort of attack or defense and actually spending their money on their economy, will win the game in the long run. Like at the higher level. Like if you ever watch Big Gabe play, if you're ever able to have that experience, if you have a big enough screen, which I don't know anyone does, but watch this part of the screen down here, the selection box. Watch and see how much of the time he's actually microing his units where it looks like he's microing his army, and how much of the time he's building Marines. I use him as an example because he's one of the best about it, and also he streams a lot, so it's pretty easy to catch some examples, even if you're too lazy to download replays. Oh, what great splits. Still 0 SCVs! A lot of Terran players will be like, I think I played a good game, like when they split their Marines well. I don't. Overall, it wasn't bad for the first 5 minutes, but it appears as soon as there was any sort of real micro to be had, the economy just decided it took a back seat. This isn't a micro game, it's a macro game.
That field's been mined out.
You know he's thinking like, look at this 6 split I'm on Marines, bro. Meanwhile, has 16 less workers and 1,000 minerals less per minute. When this eventually gets overrun, I'm going to go ahead and assume, you're going to be like, well, how am I even supposed to beat Zerg? And it's because you can't afford to actually produce out of all your production facilities.
The little building on the right side is the big building's done.
Oh my god, what happened? Oh, we're building SCV. So every time an army dies, we build more SCVs. So maybe you should just do more attacks. I don't know.
Upgrade complete.
70 SCVs, get there. You can get there in 8 minutes pretty easily with 3 bases. It's 10.5 minutes and we have 4 bases. And we're at 61. How does one procure pro replays? So they just post them, like DreamHack just posts them on Twitter. It's like, but I don't have a Twitter. You don't need a Twitter account to just go on the tweet and find the link. Spawningtool.com also has them uploaded. Like, you search more than 0 seconds for them. And most tournaments, GSL doesn't give out replays. For those of you asking me, are you going to cast this or that GSL match? And some tournaments don't do it publicly, but most of the bigger tournaments do.
Your upgrade's done.
No, that went great.
You're at max supply. That field's been mined out. Hope you have an expansion. Your upgrade's done. You're at max supply.
We still haven't made it to 70 SCVs.
Max supply.
Doesn't appear like it's gonna matter.
Mineral field depleted.
All right. You know, the Zerg, not only lost the game, but he lost all sense of self-respect and just general respect. I don't mind the response. That wasn't a bad response. But, like, you gotta build SCVs. If I recall, this was plat. It wasn't even close to plat. Kybert's just making things up because people will respond to him. And that's what money gets you. This was Masters versus Diamond 1. But, and that is the difference. You might be like, Diamond 1 and he didn't build SCVs? Yeah, that's the difference. And once you get towards the higher level, the difference is not the stuff that's obvious. Like, oh, how good are the marine splits, or what are the upgrades? It's the little things, like when you get supply blocked, or how many SCVs you're building, or how long you're distracted whenever micro has to happen. And getting, as some people have shown in the past, getting to Masters doesn't require too much micro, only macro, but you can fill in micro. Unfortunately, that's like a B. That zerg wasn't Masters. I'm gonna give it a B- on that. Getting to Masters, we're not quite there yet, which means some more work put in. What I want you to do is in each of your replays, check the first time you're not building SCVs for more than 15 seconds. Figure out if there's a good reason for it. Like, you're actively getting all in is a good reason. But I'm microing my Hellions is not a good reason. For the next 5 games, figure out when that time is. And then push it back 15 seconds. Your goal is, if the first time had happens is 4 minutes and 30 seconds, next game is 4:45. Minimum. And then eventually you get it to the point where now I have 65 SCVs and I have a good economy and I have all the units I did. And it's even easier. So that is... that is alright. And Marines at easy clap. So far. Winter, you should raise your price if you don't want to go all night. That's what your mom said, but I like giving discounts. We have Kybrit getting supply blocked for like 3 minutes in platinum, or I guess he's gold as Protoss. And then eventually building a bunch of Void Rays and winning the game. So, that's not my supply block. Are you sure? No. When you are the Protoss here. Like when it says in red is a supply block, then all right. Is this a max packs? So he's a Terran. I'm gonna bring up a couple main issues with this, which is, you know what? Never mind. We'll just, yeah, we'll get there.
You must construct additional.
So this is the 3-minute supply block, by the way, which I assume is only temporarily alleviated with yeah, there you go. When units die, I'm gonna make some more, and then I guess it wasn't a full. Like the replay is shorter than I thought. It was like a minute and a half.
Search is done.
So you're against a Terran of your caliber. We have double medevac with hyperflight rotors, which increases the movement speed of Banshees. So that's where we are now. That's the kind of players we're playing.
Don't forget.
Like, doesn't he know that battle cruisers are the way to go? Because one battle cruiser, and he could afford it. Hyperflight rotors is 150-150. A fusion core is 150-150. 2 medevacs, like, he could afford a battle cruiser for what he's paying for right now. And 1 battle cruiser would outright win the game because there is 0 anti-air of any kind. So this guy's obviously a noob who hasn't watched your guides. And by guides, I mean the things that people are like, well, that looks easy, and I'm dumb enough to do that, so I'll just do that instead of learning anything.
I return to the enemy.
Gotta have a tasteless pylon to back up that Artosis pylon. You can never be too careful. That's actually the upgrade that unlocks the Banshees. Oh, wait!
You are fresh out of minerals.
This feels like one of those, like, the Terran complaining that Protoss always cheese. And this is what the game looks like. If he had chosen almost any other cheese, it would have been better. Anything that was, like, required more than a couple dozen IQ to pull off. Like, if he had gone Cannon Rush, it probably would have been pretty good. Like, assuming he was able to get high ground vision. If he had gone Proxy Stargate, probably would have already won. Blink, maybe, yeah. DTs. But 4-Gate Zealot was possibly the worst if he was to do anything besides sit AFK in a corner in a straitjacket, which is probably the best opener for him. This would be the worst one. So, well chosen. Of course, when you go for a Hyperflight Banshee counter, and then don't have Cloak,
Base is under
so you saw Banshees, you're like, you know what I need now? Is some more Zealots.
I remember when this was all minerals. Now look at it.
We're building up that immortal count for the eventual strike. Oh, they escaped! Oh my god. My god, will the Void Ray finish? It will never finish! Oh my god, that's beautiful. What a game. I mean, I'll give them this. Like, this is definitely a the commitment of both players to their strategies is impressive. That's what I'll say. They're both very committed, and only one side has Zealots though, so we'll see. Okay, well, the probes will solve it. He picked up his SCVs in the well, most of them. Uh-huh. So eventually we're gonna have 2 Void Ray.
Those explosions you hear, that's your base.
Wait.
Flat.
Did... Oh, now... Why even pay money for coaching? Because with Bronze... Like, Kybert's never gonna get a Bronze League Heroes at this point. He's gonna have to do, like, a barcode account or something. Also, this is the most efficient way to launder me medium amounts of money. Did we just get... Okay, so the Void Ray is already done, by the way. You have to build another one to chrono boost it out. Just FYI.
Oh, a follower.
So, for those who will immediately forget,
Hello.
the name of the player is right there and has been since the very beginning. Of course, if you've never actually used your eyes or used the replay interface, you would not know that. That's fair. Eventually, we just get to Void Rays. That's the strat. It was a long road. It was a long and confusing road, but now we have Void Rays. And that's what matters. Kybrick keeps things simple, alright? He's got one thing he likes. He might try other things. He might lie and say he's doing other strategies. But all along, from the ill-conceived 4-gate proxy zealot, to the random immortal follow-up, to the expanding to one of the most confusing locations on the map, this was a Void Ray build. Are Banshees light or armored? They prefer big boned. Okay. Plus sized, if you would. Also, technically, they're light.
Count is being downside. Base is under attack.
Oh my god.
You're not gonna let that poor defenseless pylon die, are you?
Is this what we're doing?
The enemy has taken a sudden interest in your pylons.
Where are the Banshees going? Does he not know what being revealed means? Maybe he's scared. Oh, there's an observer. Oh, we found the Where are you going? Where do you think the Banshees are going? You only have like 4 buildings. What a game.
Your pylons are under attack.
Okay. We got it. You know they burn.
Oh, it's so fucking stupid. It hurts so much. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. You have to be kidding me that anyone can be this bad. Fuck this game, man.
Wonder where he is. Middle right.
Oh, good.
Ah!
14 months WNTR love. Also, it can't be an angry coach without a Kybrick.
Was your base burning to the ground part of the plan?
I mean, when we finally got to the most unnecessary base trade scenario that I have seen in quite a while, a game that should have been over for both sides multiple times, even in the gold or platinum leagues, for like 10 minutes, coming down to whatever the fuck this was, some stupid air unit monobattle clusterfuck, really demonstrating the severe lack of fucks that Kybrick gives. I mean, just...
Shame. Shame.
That's alright? No, it's not alright. None of that was okay. All of it was wrong. It was just wrong enough to barely win the game with Void Rays. If he had gone Void Rays the whole time, he would have won. If he had gone Void Rays a little slower, he probably still would have won. But, like, eventually he's like, well, let's stop fucking around and build Void Rays, and that's how players stay in gold forever. So, this is okay. So here's a Void Ray. Okay, that's a Void Ray, and now you made Void Ray sad. The Void Ray is sad. That's what you did. Now the Void Ray is sad, and it's your fault. Press F to pay respects to the Void Rays. Wait, none of the... I don't think any of the Void Rays died. Maybe one. But that they had to be called in for that scenario. We got Serious Businessman up next. Also known as the Fan Dangler.
Oh, a follower.
He says, pretending not to use F2. He's a Platinum Terran. Thank you, Shield, for 71 months. Update disappointments, and it's around 8. I don't know. It's slightly... It might, no, is it? I don't know. Jimmy will get on that, I'm sure.
SCV ready.
Additional.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
So with Platinum, well, with Platinum anyone, but with Platinum Terran, which we've become more accustomed to recently, definitely different problems than with Platinum Zerg for the most part. Platinum Terrans, like many Terrans, if they've made it out of the pits of gold, then now they think they're Maru. Like, now I'm gonna learn a real build, and I'm gonna micro, aka I'm gonna do a 2-1-1, because I think that's still a thing. It is not. But, like, and then I'm gonna micro everything and use real shit. We will see. What happened to the Pro 2020 interface? So you think that we should be using the professional observing interface to see how players play and point out their mistakes? Now, if you don't actually play the game and understand the replay interface in the first place, you'd make a comment like that. I'll give you that. So, that's fair.
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. Go, go. SCV ready.
Add-on. Command center upgrade.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Okay.
Armed and ready.
What are we building? Yeah. I don't think he's gonna take it through. Where's that SCV going? That SCV's got... Okay. So no. Wait, no. That's back to minerals. I thought it was building an energy bay. You know what?
SCV ready.
No, the reason that pro interfaces were developed, like the observing, is so that way you didn't have the UI taking up like 40% of the screen. But there's a reason it takes up that much screen, and it's because that's the easiest way to actually play the game.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Feels like we're... You know what? At least we're building SCVs mostly-ish.
Add-on.
You know what? It's probably a good thing that Liberator died. Because it was about to run the risk of being a micro threat. I was relieved it died. You're like, oh, okay, I no longer have this to deal with. That's fair. You were doing so well. You were, like, for a second I thought you weren't going to be a bitch. But then that Liberator died, you're like, alright, back to silver, everyone! Fuck it! Taking a third base and actually having to defend it is far too much to ask. We all know that. Like, why? Why? Why are you building it there? Why are you leaving it up to chance? Well, we know why. Because it's far too scary to have to defend 3 bases at the same time. This is pretty much, well, like, either I don't have to defend it, or it's dead, and it's not my problem either way!
New subscriber.
The SCV was already there. Why bring it home to the regular third? That's a great point. Like, as a serious businessman, as a serious businessman, which I consider myself a serious businessman as well. So, like, really we're looking at the short-term goals of maximizing our space construction vehicles. If we look in the near future, we're going to utilize these minerals in order to maximize output. And at this stage, without the requisite defenses in order to expand to about 30% more territory, and the attention not really being at the level we're comfortable with, expanding to the top left makes complete sense. And now, if you look right now, the risk is up to 100 minerals, but we already have plenty of supply depots, and supply depots are an equivalent with that. We have had no problem with supply depots in the past. So, with that short-term next quarter gain we can get from this command center, we think over at SCV Inc. it is worth the risk of expanding to the top left, and I think it should be taken under consideration. I hope you agree. You fucking bitch.
SCV ready.
Add on.
SCV ready. Go, go, go. SCV ready. Ready for that. Ready.
Let's have a blast.
SCV ready.
I know you're looking for observers. Is there an obs here? Let me see if I can see one. There's no obs. They're in here. There's actually there's a probe! But maybe I get it. This is what I mean. This is the I'm Maru pumping through now that you're in plat. You had, when you're looking for the, like when you're doing this, you have nothing in production. You got a few SCVs. If you're at the stage where now, a lot of people think that having an air shuttle service for your space construction vehicles is too costly and too micro-intensive. We here at Medivacs for All think that every SCV should get a premium shuttle service to any base on the map. What happens then? Well, that's out of network. But Medivacs for All believes that every SCV should get a chance to go to a base where they have no chance of living through any attack. Invest today! Oh, he wasn't even gonna. He just lifted one accidentally.
Research.
What did you think you were gonna see? You already scanned his army. When he tells you what he's building, listen to. He has Templar. It's Templar. Did you not see the Templar? When you scanned and saw High Templar, were you like, I wonder what those are. Maybe they're hallucinated. Under my scan. And also, what would change your mind about what you're doing? First scan was reflex, didn't look closely. Today, for the low cost of free, you can buy any scans you want. It's like map hacks. For the 150 minerals down payment, you can scan like every 80 seconds anywhere on the map. Doesn't matter. You didn't fucking look at it? Get another scan. You're looking for observers? Who needs a scan? Save that for scanning their base. Creep on anyone with scans today. Like, why are you building a planetary up here? Any sort of concerted attack, just... Wow. That's such a platinum move. It's like, well, I know I need to take a third, but I'm still too much of a bitch to do it in the right place at the right time. The gold player wouldn't take that third yet. And the diamond player would actually expand to their third. But it gives us the opportunity to do this. Which is, well, I didn't want a third anyways. Thank you, Pyros.
Under attack.
What did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna... Where did you think his army was? Like... His army was at your third, and then it was off the map for like 20 seconds. Where did you think it went? You gotta get the shockwave upgrade before you build the ghosts.
Research complete.
If you had just expanded to the third and defended it, like, you gotta do that. You have to, at some point, have the fucking balls to expand to your third. Which, either play mech, or be confident. Those are your options. Yes, mech against Protoss, which would be better than this fucking umbrella-less open air. Like, no. You don't, like, he has more storms than Louisiana every 3 months. I don't, what do you think? You're building ghosts. Back the fuck up. Also, you don't, no. You don't just leave the game here. I know you've lost the game, but like, you have 5 command centers, most of which are mining. You're not that far down in supply. If you were actually building some units, you could be kind of close to defending the high ground. But despite being deathly afraid of ever expanding anywhere but on the high ground, every fight you took was on the low ground. Or at least even. So... like, this is a C, you know what? It's a C. Because there are elements of maybe improvement, like decent amount of production, building SCVs, getting some upgrades. But then there was also, I'm going to take my third in the top left because that makes it easy for me. And also, I don't know what he's doing. Where could he be? I don't have object permanence or critical thinking skills, which is very gold. So, I'm gonna adjust the marine percentage here. It's a shame on you, by the way, you stupid bitch.
Shame.
But also,
Shame.
2 easy storm. Should I have avoided his army entirely, given the storm potential? Like, not entirely, but you have to, like, have an idea of where it is, instead of scanning random locations. Also, you were building ghosts. Maybe wait for your ghosts before you fight all the Templar. Not like, I built ghosts and they didn't work. No, you built ghosts, but they never were in the fight because you didn't wait another 20 seconds. That's what happened. I made the mistake of trying not to put my 2 ghosts on my main army. I would say you made a mistake of, like, just playing like a coward from the start. When you play like that, you're expecting to lose every fight, which has a mental effect, by the way. Like, if you're just expecting to lose every fight with Protoss, well, that's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. We got... Could we click on the right thing? Like, take a third at your third or in your main by 6 minutes. And then focus on 2-2 and maxing out by 11 minutes. That is my advice. So... Oh wait, I had to add it to the shame. I hadn't added it to the shame. Destroy hats. Can't be asked to review the archives today, but I changed my name back to my name. I don't know what your name was before, but I don't, and also I don't know what you're saying, but sure. Looks like you've won almost every single game. Except for this. Like, so you give me your account, and then you give me the 5 games you played. And only 3 of which are this season. Okay. I guess we'll see here. It's like a 6-minute ZVZ, which... Okay, let's see the 16-minute ZVT that we win. What happened in that 2-second game? His opponent just fucking left. It's been busy at work? Well, that's how you got the disposable income to waste on me with this trash, right? He left, but not the... No, he left, not the opponent. Is that true? Yeah. Matt was too intimidating. Or I haven't learned the uploader. Yeah, whatever gets you out of it, right? What? Tell me right now, did you leave because he had a diamond logo? I got a phone call. Psh, okay, boomer. Thank you, Zach.
Now I have your attention.
Where's your speed? Oh, but there's a red... Winter. There's an SCV in my base. No. Have you ever considered Opera? I still use Chrome. I'm trying to switch to Firefox, but Google has me in its grip. Like and subscribe! I stopped getting ling speed. Well, then why are you mining gas? You're like, well, I stopped smoking. Why are you still buying cigarettes? To hand them out to all the children at work. Wait, I mean, for my friends. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? Where do you live? Won't I need it later? So when drones, destroyer of hats, as a businessman, as a serious businessman, with phone calls and all that. So if you have, let's say you have people working on, like you have people working on 2 different projects. Okay, we got project. Over here is Project Box. They're building the sickest box. Okay. And over here you have Project Circle. They're building a great circle. And you got, let's say 16 people. And you put 3 on Project Box. What is the maximum amount of people that can be working on Project Circle? Alright. 13, 19, no. So it's 13. It's 13. So, when you're mining with 3 drones and gas for a rainy fucking day and not doing minerals instead, that's not how, you don't get compounding interest, you just get less minerals. That's how it works. Like, if we finish Project Circle quicker, then we can focus more on Project Box, and we can maximize the efficiency of both Circle and Box, instead of taking away from Circle in order to maybe at some point finish Box. But, like, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world as long as you're avoiding the Box being link speed. But we could be building more queens. Think of all the things you could do with minerals. Like, it doesn't just sit there waiting to be used. There should be a purpose for it. There is no compounding interest. And also, it looks like those idiots over at Project fucking Box decided they'd just make link speed but worse. At the end of the day, it wasn't so much that we found a new alternative, it's they worked for like 2 more minutes, and then they're like, fuck it, link speed. So it's worse. It's worse. They spent more time and more money and more effort coming up with a worse version of the same fucking thing. And that is Platinum. Specifically for Zerg. Thank you for explaining to us how you don't get link speed because it's a waste. Though that was very. Let me quote directly, because that was a great quote. I stopped getting long speed. Oh, I apologize. You said long speed because it causes me to build lings. Okay. So, but now you're getting ling speed, which every time. You know what? Yeah. Okay, I'll allow it. So thank you for explaining to us why you were able to avoid, but now you're smoking those cigarettes yourself. You're no longer handing them out to all the children. They don't deserve them. So, if we had gotten long speed in time, maybe 9 drones wouldn't have died to Hellion. This is kind of what scouting and having overlords and all of that is usually for, but like, I feel like we're not going to be relying much on any of critical thinking here. I have no defense. Yeah, that was obvious. That's why the Hellions killed so many drones. The answer is, build either don't go gas at all, like don't go gas till after 3 minutes and you have 30 drones, and just keep building queens. You put overlords out where Hellions could be, and maybe you wall off with a couple Evo chambers and a Roach Warren, like you've seen plenty of players do plenty of times, I'm sure, if you've watched any pro games. Or you just kind of eventually see Hellions in your base and pray. I meant for my behavior, but yeah, I was just being clever, but I apologize for thinking too much. That's my bad. Know your audience, Winter. Yep.
A new queen is ready.
What has Project Box come up with now? It's like, we think spine crawlers are the... No, that's not your area! We're working on the minerals. You're working on the... Why do they keep listening to you? Nothing you... Yeah, but we're talking louder.
Your forces are under attack.
Is that Burrow? What is Overlord speed gonna do? We haven't moved the Overlords the entire... I guess that's the point. You don't need Overlord speed to move your Overlords. Oh my god. Like, usually I criticize a Widowmine drop, but when you have the reaction time of somebody who still uses phone calls, then...
Complete.
I hope this isn't the game where I build 9 spawns. I don't think it's only 9 spawns. So, like, if you really put your mind to it, you can kill drones on useless static defense, just like Destroyer of Hats, just like, what's his face at the start that was supposed to be at the end, just like every fucking Platinum Zerg who is diagnosing the symptoms and not the causes of their issues. Alright, we got 1 minute. Let me break it down and try to come up with a coherent response that isn't just being mildly clever. The problem with many Platinum Zergs is they don't actually have a coherent game plan. They have a destination, but the path to get there is often clouded and varied with a whole bunch of building Zerglings and things that are right in front of your face. You've got to delay gratification. I know it's hard, just for a few moments, and realize my plan may be Hydras, Lings, and Banelings. I want 6 Queens. I want 50 to 60 drones at 7 minutes. I want to get 4 or 5 Overlords around my base so Hellions can't come in. But every time an SCV and a Reaper, instead of thinking, I need to kill that, maybe you should think of what I should do next. Because that is always the thing that is missing. We're missing the next... Oh my fucking god, get the fuck out of here! Jimmy, who let other people speak? Get them out of the room! And this is why Project Box has so many issues. But building spine crawlers when 12 drones has already died isn't helping bring those drones back, it's killing 2 more of them. Delaying the lair when you have 600 gas and getting that gas for a rainy day shows that you don't have a plan, not that you're prepared for anything. Don't prepare for everything, prepare for what your opponent is doing. You don't need Overlord speed to send something into his base, an Overlord into his base, between the 4 and the 5 minute mark, or more like around 4 minutes. You can easily be there in time, instead of just fucking guessing and then losing, what, 23 drones for no discernible reason. Put your queens on a hotkey, get the Overlords out there, get a lair by the 5 minute mark, and get your lair tech by 6:30, as well as your upgrades. You should have 65 drones, you should have double upgrades on the way, and you should have lair tech solidly in hand by 8 minutes. But instead, you have a bunch of dead drones, honestly surprising amount of lair tech, but still, what is your plan for this game? Are you going to go Hydraling Bane, or where does this end? It didn't really have a coherent answer. I lost track there. I was trying to come up with it, but it is a precarious process, just like the game plan.
Mineral field exhausted.
I guess we're getting everything now. We had 50 drones, but I bet you can fix that.
Hidden base.
Roach, Hydra, and a Viper. You can build more than one. So what did we learn? Like, at this point, we know what he's doing. No amount of scouting is going to clarify any further. Yeah, this is why we send the Overlords or creep spreads. This doesn't...
Your mutation has completed.
I learned he isn't about to jump BCs. Always a serious danger. Like, yeah, this is the army. This is the army with decent upgrades and a solid drone count. This is the army you should have had 3 minutes ago. But now we're here. 3 minutes doesn't sound like a long time, but that's a quarter of the game.
The enemy has engaged your brood in combat. You've gathered all the
Here's where we're gonna pretend... No, we're not really. Okay. No. This is what you do at 100 drones. Spine crawlers aren't any good. They're good, like... The longer the game goes on, the worse static defense gets. That's why pro players make dozens of spores. Because 1 or 2 spores doesn't do jack shit. Same with spines. Like, once they get armor and weapons upgrades... Unfortunately, spines, they should get melee attack upgrades, I think. But... they do not. So, there's no, like, they just become mediocre. So, the Viper control wasn't bad, but this is one of the worst possible places to actually fight. Thankfully, we're still maxed out. So this was another example of like, well, I skipped to the 6-minute mark in the build order guide, and I just kind of freestyled my way there. Like, yeah. Okay, Hydras and Vipers. Good. But it didn't have to be such a struggle to get here.
Your brood descends upon the enemy. You've harvested all the... Your brood has developed a new...
Like, we could have had the same army with the same upgrades minutes quicker. And that's the difference. There are games that the Terran player will just build enough tanks early enough, and then we'll just win. So that is another one that's going to have to get a split decision. The first 5 minutes of that game were like a D+. But past the 5-minute mark was like a B+. So that leaves us at a B-, is how that evens out for Platinum. So final score is B-. Like, there you go.
New subscriber detected.
It's alright, begrudgingly. Like, you'll eventually get to Diamond like that, but there will be plenty of games where Project Box takes over management, and we never actually get to Hive before the game ends. Speaking of cigarettes for children, I only say that because of what I'm about to bring up. A Gold League Wait, are you the Terran? Because he's probably the Zerg, right? Dumpling Daddy is his Twitch name. It's hard to tell. Not sure if that math adds up. We don't do math here. It's not supposed to be even. After 5 minutes still matters way more than the first 5 minutes. It's just the first 5 minutes are way easier to fix and no one does.
Hi, just dropping my 33-month sub. Notice me.
Thank you, BioFact. Tier 2 for 33 months. Where the fuck is he? Daddy! Where you at? He didn't say which one he is. I assume it's the Zerg. Where my dumpling daddy? Alright, so the Zerg wins easily. But this looks like a classic gold Terran. So it's hard to tell. It's either a particularly incompetent Zerg or a comfortably gold Terran. I think we'll just flip back and forth. He sent in before, it just wasn't remarkable enough. So, I think what we'll do, I'm gonna count this up. How many we got? We got 1, 2, 3. Only 3 more after this. Only 3 more. So get your replays in. Wait. How many do I already have up? Yeah, just 3 more. Easy peasy. How long has it been? Like, I'm looking, like, oh, only 2 hours. Wait, has it been 2 hours? No, it's been 3 hours. Wow. Time flies when you're able to yell at people instead of pretending to be nice, which is why... Anyways, Jimmy says, time for a quick advertisement. I'll be right back. Hey, everybody! I'm Winter, and have you heard of Amazon Prime? Don't lie to me. You definitely fucking have, because Amazon shoved it down your goddamn proverbial electronic throat. And they know that you love Amazon Prime. And if you or someone you love loves Amazon Prime enough to have an account, then connect it with Twitch and you can get Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming. Free loot up to $2 million a month in GTA Online. And you can subscribe to a streamer of your choice right here, right now. Don't lose money right now! Thank you guys for sticking around. Did Dumpling Daddy show up? Okay, so which player? Zerg, Terran. I know ads nowadays are kind of a mess on Twitch and otherwise. I do apologize. But is he the Zerg or is he the Terran? I'll be right back. One moment. Thank you for watching.
Oh, a follower.
This is your chance to send in, by the way.
Y'all got
Before we get only like 4 hours. Yeah.
Oh, good. Now I have your attention.
Where's my Terran music? Did Dumpling Daddy actually show up? I'm like 90% sure. Thank you, Nero Augustus, for 3 years. Cool team for 7 months. East Sparty for 4 years. Ba Effect for 33. Clint, he did not. We're just gonna assume it's the Zerg. Despite the people. It was close. We'll call it Zerg. And like 80%. That's so Overlord is on 13. Not 14. It's just better. Don't ask me for the math. And then ideally you want to... Okay. Alright. Well. Uh-huh. That Overlord just chilling, bro. Let me see what you're up to. I'm building a spawning pool. Could you leave? Dude. It's getting weird. Alright. He's Zerg according to his chat history. Of course he is. Stop everything! Did you see that? I will give it. He made the 4th Ovi. Like, as builds go, I don't mind this too much. Like, the second gas is a little concerning. How many times are we going to see this exact same scenario today? A bunch of Hellions running in because players don't build enough queens. Build queens. Build fucking queens. How many times? You can make all the Brenda memes you want. Okay, get the binder out. But people just don't build queens. Like, 70% of early game, especially Terran, but all matchups. 70% of the answer to early attacks and early pressure and early harassment, whatever, is queens. And people just don't build queens. He did better than me? Come on, don't insult people. Just, come on. And no, he didn't. You built 4 queens. He built 3. 1, you're wrong. 2, you're insulting. Okay. Alright, it's time. Instead of... We're gonna rap about queens. Let me get my no copyright rap beat. Hype freestyle type beat. Hard trap beat free. I doubt it. I actually have... Is this a banger? Okay. You know what? We'll take it. Jimmy. Not yet. Not yet. No build up yet. You can't get to the build up. We need... Okay. All according to the script. Spawning in a zerg, I got existential dread. There's Terrans, there's Protoss, all up in my head. I'm trying to spread creep, but I find myself with zerglings. Zergling speed is my favorite thing in the early game, but the Hellions, the Adepts, the Oracles, everything else, it kills my drones. What do I do? Do I need banelings? Do I need gas? Do I need a lair? No, queens! Queens. 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 Build them for minerals. Don't need larva. Don't waste all of your stupid gas. You don't even need it. What are you building? Select all army. You need queens. Everything early game, defend with queens. 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 How many times queens? No build order. Zergs don't need it. Make up numbers. That's what you all do. Build more queens. Not 3, not 4, 8, 9, 10 more queens. I was not paid off by royal monarchies or paying any royalties on this, but instead, I say, only build queens. Give it a shot. And then like and subscribe. I'm not a rapper. That is apparent. Yeah. Build more queens. Stop it. Stop with the zerglings. It's too much. This is like when they just start talking in the rap beat, and they pretend like it's still going at the middle part, but they're just talking about their life story. Yeah, this part. More queen. Well, really though. Like, that's it. It's not that hard. There's a reason they got nerfed like 3 times. Anyways, thank you. That's called freestyling. We'll see if that sticks. It's called a bridge? Sure. We'll cross that when we come to it. It's too long for a clip. It was going to be too long for a clip. It had some focus, then it lost track, just like all these builds. Oh my god. Why are we going mutas? We don't even have... We have a control group for just mutas. 3,000 to... Like, come on.
Now I have your attention.
Something more queens.
Oh, a follower.
I do Potra. I'm willing to put myself out there. Like, there's a fine line. There's a fine line between, like, just being cringy and being your best self.
Now I have your attention.
And that, I think that line is, somewhere around,
a follower.
how much money you make.
All?
It's like, well, I can be a rapper. All right, Elon, calm down. I mean, maybe, but
a follower.
maybe not. Yeah, like, this is absolutely a joke here, though. Like, 5,000 minerals, 1,000 gas, and he's going for mutas, like, that's gonna be his strategy. It's just, this is unacceptable. He has +2/+2, I guess, but, like, I mean, it's not like the you might be like, well, the Terran's even worse. Yeah, no shit, this is gold! And it will be, like, these players will have a great duel in gold for many games to come, assuming they ever hit the play button. Thank you, Real Facer.
New players, the guides help me get...
My general rule for people who could actually improve, not the ones on the screen right now, is if you have 1,000 minerals and you can't spend your larva, build another hatch. I don't care, like, get 6 macro hatches. Pretend it's Brood War. It's better than banking 5,600 minerals at 160 supply. The problem is he doesn't even have a larva issue. He just has a everything issue, pretty much. So... now he has more. The beauty of this, like, the hardest part of the meta leagues is not so much like learning how to play, but it's almost impossible to tell if you're actually winning, because both players could, and oftentimes are, banking up more than their army's value in resources. Like, that Terran might be like, that was a solid defense, I killed all his units. Little does he know that the Zerg could build the same army again. Whereas the Zerg player doesn't have the ability to form conscious thought, and honestly is not protected under many of the human rights conventions that we enjoy today, arguably. So what we will say about him is whatever we want, but I will hold off for now. I apologize. It. That is an impressively small amount of creep spread for the amount of creep tumors, I will say. There are 55 creep tumors, which you don't really think about a creep tumor to creep spread metric, but I will tell you 55 creep tumors to get creep less than halfway across the map is impressively inefficient. But most of this game is impressively inefficient, so... What other options do we have but attacking directly into the front with everything? Maybe this time it'll work. I mean, maybe. Third time's the charm. You see, and now this is why Platinum Terrans end up taking random bases. Because they remember this game they played a few dozen times. If he just never found my base, which he's never scouted, and exists, by the way, then he can't kill it. Just general shame, like we eventually got there. But shame on you. Shame on you, my gold Zerg friend. That was a C+, because you are the type of confident player who may eventually get into Platinum. Like, but that is possibly the lowest standard for Zergs that exists. So... shame on you. Build more queens. When ninja/hidden bases happen even in Pro League? No. But, like, using them as a... The reason ninja/hidden bases happen at pro level is because the players are too good and or too smart and or playing a complete series against a intelligent opponent. It's not like... And then, now I expand to a random location for my third. Neither for trying to do a reliable game plan, as well as improving yourself, should rely on, I hope he doesn't find my base. When you're playing a best of 3 or best of 5 series against one of the smartest players in the world, sometimes those players will get caught, like, if you do something so dumb, like when TY floated 4 barracks into the back of someone's main. Like, that's so dumb. It might work. So those things only work below 3,000 and above 7,000 MMR. That's it. Anything in between there, it's just random luck, which is most of your StarCraft career. So, have at it. Don't get triggered by me, Winter. I was just having fun, sorry. Everything you said triggered me, so thank you. All the way up to the backward smiley face. It's not laser eyes again. Did I miss something? It's the same one. Yeah. Instead, we have Evil Toaster. This is game 10 since Wings of Liberty. And he decided, you know, I'm gonna send this one in. That's gonna be so much fun. Angry Coach. The message I'm taking away from this is invest in random luck. You're a serious businessman. How are you not invested in the stock market? It's like, Winter, but the stock market isn't random. It's manipulated by a small number of people with a huge amount of liquid capital. And as soon as you say liquid capital, most people start to tune out, so nothing will ever change. It's like, thank you, Jeff Bezos, for paying my bills. Oh yeah, we're looking at the zerg. 10 games. So you're saying you've only played 10 games, yet you have this skin. This, like, I forget what this is from. On sale. It was on sale, so...
Confirmed.
I hope this can relieve the trigger.
If you think paying me money makes me less angry about things, you're only right under certain circumstances. I'm capable of two emotions simultaneously. Gratitude you wasted your money, and anger at everything you've said and done. You see, I said stock market, and now here we go. The another thing you can invest in is the percentage chance of people bringing out numbers as soon as you say anything. That is a safe and reliable investment, just like whatever the fuck people are saying. It's like saying the word GIF. Or maybe, well, that's enough, eh? Oh no, there's a Reaper! Well, we got him.
You said money.
Okay, this is after I finish this statement, we will take a stricter stance. As someone who is lucky enough to be invested in long-term futures in the market, because I have the disposable income from you fucks and many years of selling myself on the internet to great profit, and someone who has some information about it and is happy with their positions, I want to be very clear. Shut the fuck up. Nobody likes you. I know that's not profitable, but stop it. Stop. Never again! Go watch Casually Explains videos.
Newly birthed queen ready.
Yeah, I'm shorting the fucks market. It's bottoming out, but I think it will rebound.
Swarm forces under attack.
What the fuck are those? Why do we have 1,500 minerals in zerglings? And what are we gonna do with those zerglings? Also, why do we have 2,000 minerals in the bank with only 46 drones? But like, what is the best case scenario for these zerglings? We don't got a baneling nest. We don't got any evo chambers. We're about to have, well, this is the evo chamber timing, obviously. We finally got over the panic of a Terran existing. We have a safe amount of zerglings. And now we remember what macro is. still trying to figure out how to spend my money. So you spent it on Angry Coach, but you didn't spend what's even more valuable than money. Time. You didn't spend time on anything like this. But time is money, friend. Yes. So maybe invest more fucking wisely. Instead of like, well, Winter, are you gonna tell me whether or not Zerglings are good and whether I should get upgrades and whether I should spend 2,000 minerals at the 6-minute mark? Or are you gonna see a competent player? Like, I don't want to watch you figure out what Hydroling Bane is on the fly. But he never attacked? So I thought there was going to be an attack. If only there was, like, specific spots. You could send one Zergling to see the attack paths. I don't even mind this many links if you were pretending like you had a real reason behind them. So you're saying I saw a Rax with a reactor, a factory with a tech lab, and a starport with a reactor. So I thought it was going to be an attack. So you're saying you saw what every fucking Terran has ever had in the history. You said you just came back from Wings of Liberty. In Wings of Liberty! This was not even that scary. You saw the build that every Terran who isn't a Beyond wannabe has done for 10 years straight. And you're like, oh shit, impending fucking doom. The reason he never attacked is because having one of each building means he doesn't have that many fucking units. And it never has. At no point in StarCraft 2 history has a 1-1-1 been an overarching threat if the Terran has expanded. The only time it is in the pre-5-minute mark if there's no other command center. Okay, he didn't say he was good in Wings of Liberty. He just said he hadn't played since Wings of Liberty. Okay. And also the fact that he had a reactored starport means he's bad. Why? Because, one, he's supply blocked. Let's look fucking closely in case you missed the entirety of Terrans getting chewed out today. He's supply blocked building 2 medevacs for enough Marines that will fit in 1 medevac. So the fact that he has a reactored starport doesn't mean he knows what he's doing. It means he's actually worse. So, what you're trying to do is read your opponent. What you don't understand is your opponent is matched with you. And do you have any fucking idea of what you're doing? Why do you think you know what you're doing if you're relying on him? He's doing the same fucking thing. It's just a positive feedback loop of cluster fuckery that both players are looking at each other like, oh my god, he's gonna kill me. Whereas everybody has, like, boxing gloves on and massive weights on their arms, and also with straight jackets because of all the things and all the trauma they had as a child. That's unrelated. Like, I guarantee you that you come into his base, you had seen 6 barracks. Probably would have been essentially, like, we go into his base, see 2 more command centers. Then it would be like, well, I built all those Zerglings so I could kill him before he got his command centers up. You see more barracks. I built all those Zerglings to counter the Marines. I saw a 1-1-1. I built it because he was going to attack. Like, it was going to be the same response. Let's not pretend like, oh my god. That's all I heard. Stop thinking he knows more than you. He doesn't. Just worry about yourself. Your greatest enemy up until well into Diamond is very reliably yourself. Alright, he has 2 bases. I get it. You actually denied the 3rd. That was a good usage of these Zerglings, by the way. Not to take away from when you actually do good things. Denying the 3rd was a good usage. Having 2,000 minerals, having 10 idle larvae, having 0 evo chambers, having no baneling nest, having very little creep spread, not as good. But if you just say, okay, well, he was trying for a 3rd, and now he's sitting in his base with fucking siege tanks like every other little bitch Terran that there is, about 40% of them, all the way past gold, and the The ones at gold aren't bitches because at least they admit who they are, which makes them less of bitches, ironically enough. But this is like the I'm totally not a bitch, but I do like to expand to random locations turn. Anyways, enough about Terran. So this is your chance to actually get far ahead in the game now. Evo chambers, yes, not too, like another hatch, a bunch more drones, 70 drones, upgrades, 4 bases, good to go.
Oh, a follower.
Thank you, Dankby. 6 months.
Is that all?
Lol, still the best content, thanks, buddy.
That's not a bad follow-up. You're aiming 75 drones. This is like every angry coach we have. If you could just stop with the zerglings, just not even a little bit, completely, like not even zergling speed, not even long speed. Just stop with the zerglings and skip to the rest. Queens, we've heard about queens. If you're so scared of early game, queens exist. Not 4, 14. Okay, like 12. Okay, so this is the part where I say obligatorily, I'm obligated to say. It was about the construction of the sentence, not the word itself, but you don't have to attack a Terran who's sitting on 2 base. You know, as army splits go. So we're going to stop you right here. Here's what I want you to do. Because there's still hope if this is truly your 10th game back. No more zerg. You get 4 zerglings. No, okay, 6 lings without speed. That is your max in every matchup. You get 8 queens by 8 minutes. 3 or 4 of which are just like your patrol queens. I put them on the 2 hotkey. In every matchup. And that's it. And you do everything else is the same. But the lings hurt you. Everything else is okay once we got over the I need to do something with these lings. It wasn't good, but it was okay. But when you cut out the lings, you'll be surprised at how much more efficient you are. Lings are for people with 500 APM, not 113. Like, what are lings gonna do? Why can't this be? Why is this larva better as lings? Right now. Why is this larva better as lings? You have 1-1. You have Hydra upgrades. You have the money for anything you want. You might be like, Winter, because I lost all my tech in my main, because I built every single tech building in my main and lost it all there. And you know what? You got a good point. Maybe think about that. Maybe think about not putting it all there. I put my tech usually at the natural because it doesn't mine out as quick, it's easier to defend, it's usually closer to where your army is. Now that doesn't always help, but it's easier than coming all the way back across the map to did you see the mini map? Did you see the medevacs? Now, if you leave, so you could, I know this sounds crazy, but you could leave like 3 lurkers at home and not just select all army across the entire map with every single unit. Like, if you leave 3 lurkers at home, those medevacs are going to have a tough time. But if you bring... Do we not see... Oh, my God. I guess everyone's dead, then. I don't think there's any way to lose this, but if it was a little closer... So no more zerglings. I think the easiest and simplest thing is no more zerglings and build your tech in your natural. 6 zerglings to deal with like a reaper. No speed, no more zerglings. The zergling reflex hurts people. A lot. It's not, in situations like this, it's about the larva. Because you have the money. It's about the larva a lot more. And you don't have that much larva because you don't build enough queens in the first place. Or hatcheries. But mostly queens. So. And here's a fun fact. In Legacy of the Void, queens can queue up injects. I think it's up to like 10. I don't actually know the number. But if you have, say, 200 energy on a queen, you can slap injects into the hatch. It doesn't stack, but it queues them up. So that way, every time after like 29 seconds, it pops off 3 larvae, even if you jam it in. Did not have that Wings of Liberty. Yeah, Zerg is just so easy now. It is very, like, you get punished way less. Though, it used to be 4 larvae. They toned down all, mules, mine less, Chrono Boost is less effective, and Inject Larva has 1 less larva than it did in Wings of Liberty. All the macro mechanics were less pronounced. There are too many of Florencio's apprentices around, but I'm too bad to get in there. I need to get in there more quickly. Give me shame. Oh yeah, that reminds me. For Evil Toaster. For, I guess it was silver. I'm gonna judge it as gold. The Terran was plat. It's like a B-. You gotta stop. It's alright, but it's borderline. And the borderline is not so much because of what you did in the game, but because you're like, well, I saw he built his Terran buildings. So therefore, I was scared. Well, this is your opportunity to learn that that was the opposite of the correct reaction. Oh yeah, you're the most exciting thing in my life is we got a sparkling machine, which essentially carbonates things of water instead of buying a bunch of single-use containers. As you know, I'm a staunch progressive. Some children should be left behind, though. Maybe Fish Boy. So wait, are we looking at... He says there are too many Florencio apprentices. So I assume he's the Platinum Zerg and not the Sewer Wizard. But if he's referencing, who knows, it would be like a Florencio apprentice to reference themselves in like the third person. Is he here? Where is Fish Boy? Fish Boy! / Murphy. I like Fish Boy better. You know what? So you're Fish Boy, right? No. So what you do right now is you build zerglings. You build zerglings! Build zerglings! Stop panicking! Okay, you know what? No, you're panicking too little. You should be building way more zerglings. You need to panic more. Okay. Alright, that's enough. That's enough panic. Oh, he didn't expand? Okay, so this is your opportunity to prove yourself. So, he's on one base. We built some extra lings. Oh my god. No, it's a little late. It's too late. No! Ah! It hurts! I mean, okay, well, I get, you know what? That was the right call. I was scared of it. I'm a bitch. I would have backed up. But he committed. And actually, I think only losing 2 drones, that was actually the right call there. Yeah. Well, when he shows you that much, you commit. Like, I don't mind these zerglings. No. Okay, now that was good, but this shows an entire lack of basic knowledge of how StarCraft works. He cannot simultaneously cannon rush you multiple times with multiple pylons, and also have a Stargate as an impending threat. Like, it's just... he doesn't magically have another 500 in the bank. Like, this is the kind of stuff that even when you get ahead, gets you behind, because you're killing your drones against a threat. Like, he just started. Maybe watching your replays would help with this, instead of sending them to me. He just started building a cyber core. Without a cyber core, he cannot build a Stargate. So, we are on top of, like, then you have to have the Stargate finish, and then it can build a unit. So we are a solid 2 minutes out from a Stargate unit even pretending to be a threat. And already the drone count isn't that great, even though we got an expand, so.
Metamorphosis complete.
This is, alright, there's the cyber core. Oh. That's a good instinct. Because of course, right? Stop. I mean, he's just showing you the Stargates. So. There's not many places to put them. This is the correct answer. The correct answer was not, let's figure out how to kill him. The correct answer was, let's eliminate the possibility he can kill me. Much easier and much more reliable. The answer, well, okay. Like, I get it. But also, simmer down. Evo chambers. Now he remembers Evos, right? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. No. You're supposed to remember Evos now, so I look smart. Fish boy. The fuck is that? Yeah, whatever. You're up 4 times the amount of supply. Like, he really doesn't have... No, okay. No, stop. You have 50 drones. This is becoming an actual issue. There is a scenario where if you attack and you have too little... No, he doesn't... What has led you to believe that spine crawlers are going to have any value, let alone where you're placing them? Just the general feeling of safety is what I was going for. And that much is obvious. Like, there is not a single ground... Okay, wait, he has 2 stalkers. Never mind. I apologize. He has 2 Stalkers. In a game that was marginally closer, this is a real issue. It's not like you could probably build 20 more spines and still be fine. But like, if he had taken a natural and done everything else the same way, then that would undercut your economy enough. The thing is, like, we haven't even seen the 2 Stalkers. We do not have confirmation that those Stalkers exist. We're already preemptively building more spines than a chiropractor's daily schedule. And still, like, no issue with that, I get. Oh, the Evo chambers are obviously late. This was obviously sent in more to show me, like, look at this Florencio wannabe, then look at me actually trying to improve. At least I hope it was. Carapace first. Okay. Second best upgrade.
Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted.
The Overlord spread ain't bad. Did we get a hive? Nope. No, no. Just... About that high? Oh my god, he's moving probes out with Warp Prism. No! This is like the only way to lose the game! No, I don't know if it's possible to lose at this stage, to be honest. Like, the physical amount, without actually right-clicking into cannons, I don't think he can build enough interceptors with the money he has. Like, if you went AFK, the carriers still wouldn't win the fight against the Hydras. They'd run out of money for interceptors. That's where we are now. I mean, unless you fight one step at a time, I guess. Well, I gotta get new Corruptors because the old ones don't have the upgrades yet. No, the answer is deny a third. This is right. Even though it feels weird, this is the most... Well, without throwing random Corruptors away. But, like, the answer is just don't let him get a third. Like... He can't do anything. Eventually he has to try to fight. This is the correct way. No, there's still gonna be a bunch of cannons. The cannons are still there, and they will be there. I don't know, like, no, Hydra's still not good against the cannons. No, the answer for everyone desperately trying to solve the wrong question, the answer is don't attack the cannons. Let him have his stupid-ass cannons. Don't worry about how to kill the fucking cannons. Stop. He just ran out. Serially. Like, it was well played, mostly. Like, it was a terrible example of a game to send in, but I guess, like, a B for the boldness in dealing with the cannon rush and then immediately undercutting your own economy multiple times. But there is something, like, most players see cannons and have a mental breakdown. You saw cannons and you saw the opportunity for blood. Both his and yours, which is probably better. Those spines didn't attack once. Yeah, but those spores just had a cut out for them. And that was alright. But also a terrible choice of a game to send in. Pig Newtons. Too dumb to zerg. I don't know if that's possible, but... Wow, we're really on the zergs today. Silver zerg. We just keep going downhill. I don't think we've had a single Protoss. Was there one Terran? So Silver Zerg against Terran, with no fighting essentially for like 12 minutes, and then something happens. Don't spoil it! Do not spoil it for me, Pig Newtons, because Twitch chat finally gets a subscriber opportunity, which is how? No! Jimmy! I've got the weird... Okay, if the... Please don't break. There you go. Alright, I think I fixed it. Usually I fix the bug with the Windows keys. Nope, I didn't fix it. Shit. Okay. So if the stream goes offline, it's simply because everything's exploding. And there's some sort of hotkey held down, and I don't know what it is. But usually mashing the keyboard fixes it. So that's my regular solution. Okay, I fixed it. A little bit of mash. Anyway, sub-opportunity. How does he lose his army? Is it air or ground? Like, is the majority air or ground? You just take your pick here as we get into it. Is it like battle... Essentially, like, is it battle cruisers or is it siege tanks? Like, those are the big ones. It looks like the people are going to settle on ground. Well, you have 5 subs to the chat. If those 69% of you are correct. I didn't get too specifical. I'm feeling generous. Alright, so... Mr. Pig, what is this layer for? How can I make sure mine got submitted? You could listen to the multiple times I've said it did. Well, so we're going for a 3-minute... It's for Hydras. Okay. That wasn't the worst answer. You shouldn't need to build 3 overload. Like, the build is just not very good here. Like, you can't be getting supply box so hard. So the lair is for Hydras. Okay. Okay. Uh-huh. It's just to have it, right? Like, you never know when you're gonna need it. At some point, we'll go Hydras. Yeah. Not now. Not when the lair finishes. It was just kind of a waste of money. But at some point, there will be Hydras. Do build orders for TOS from a couple years ago? Why not use build orders from this year? Protoss is probably the only one that requires significant adjustment. No. The thing is, my point here is, he's not going Hydras nor looking at his minimap. Like, you don't just build a lair and say, well, I have a lair for when I need it. That's a waste of money. We're not building queens. He has 1,500 goddamn minerals right now, which is impressive for how... you know what? He's got 50 drones. But that's not going to last because we can't see what's happening. And there's only 4 queens. 4 queens are not going to do anything particularly quickly, even if it's on creep. Most of those are for injecting. The lair was a waste of time that you could have built queens on. Bullshit, you went Hydras. Saying you go Hydras is like, oh, I graduated medical school. Then I spent 12 years in ISIS. And then I came back and I applied what I learned to medic. Like, no, No, there's an important, like, caveat in that resume right there. Can we talk about what happened after you finished school, before you started? How many queens should I get? Does anybody have a link to what I said? Like, my newest rap track? Or maybe what I've said every single other... Have you watched Angry Coach before? Have you looked at any of the guides? Have you ever watched a professional game of StarCraft? Have you ever learned anything in your fucking life? Just any of those questions. I think the answer is no. But, okay.
Our drones are in need of a hero.
Every Hellion gets out. How perfect is that? 17 drones immolated, and every Hellion. Oh, it's like an Avengers movie. And then we murdered all their innocent workers, and we got out. Just like the Avengers Code. Well, that's, like, entirely unacceptable. Also, like, of all these small issues, the lair there still has been 0 lair tech. We've had a lair for 3 minutes, and there has been 0 lair tech this entire time.
We hooked this out.
Not, like, this is completely and utterly unacceptable. You just started 3 drones? You got 1,600 minerals after losing 17 drones. Like, impressive that you had more than 17 in the first place. Like, what are we, shell-shocked right now? Like, we got so much trauma from those Hellions slaughtering drones, we just couldn't react? Because that is the only explanation. Because here's what usually, whenever a Zerg has PTSD like that, what they do is they're like, well, I know how to creep spread, though. I'm pretty good at the creep spread, and that way when I ignore the minimap and an attack is coming and they actually scan to kill my creep tumors, then my attention will be drawn there. And that's usually how it goes. No, I gotta do some creep spreading, because that makes me feel better about myself, and I feel safe inside, like I actually accomplished something. But in the terms of things I should be accomplishing, it is probably like 8th or 9th or maybe 14th on the list, but that's always been where I ended up. I am pretty good at creep spread, though. Yeah. I bet you were your mom's favorite middle child.
We must place that on free. A new queen has emerged. We evolved.
The challenge is to get Hive Tech before... I guess he got 2 too. I'll give him that. Alright, yeah, we have now spent... Of his 85 APM and IQ, approximately half is spent on creep spread. And then the rest is contemplating how the Terran will kill us.
Have up and gone. It can't do that.
I'm not doing anything about that, but just contemplating it. I do like the hatcheries in the main. Eventually, oh yeah, look at that. That creep spread. It's just so good and so useless. Like, that creep spread makes me want to slit my wrists and have it bleed out over the creep so the queens can lap it up and finally get the thirst for blood that they need for you to fucking do something.
Mineral field depleted. Not enough evolution.
So, laser eyes, how many supply does an overlord give? Like, how much supply do you get from one One overlord. Laser eyes only. As we learned, it's 12. Wait, no. Pig Newton. How much supply do you get from one overlord? Pig Newton now. You're like, well, Winter, I spent my money by the end. I immediately regretted making these overlords. It gives 8. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Your forces are under attack.
I spent my money. My unspent resources were low. Well.
The minerals have up and gone.
But my creep spread was good. So. I mean. It's pretty good. I'll give you that.
We evolved. Stuff got better. Mineral field depleted. Hey, they're attacking our base.
It's like saying the one of my 3 children who survived the Terran attack is a pretty accomplished individual. It's like, well, couldn't you have just burrowed?
A creep tumor is under attack. Our army be swept.
So he loses this fight, and it is siege tank. So let's first. So the thing is, with these upgrades, well, actually the Terran is +2. If he doesn't micro, how many tanks are? Ooh, okay, that's why. So if he's just facing this army, as long as he doesn't micro, he probably wins that fight. But there's always another siege tank. But I will first. We have confirmed. The people were right. It wasn't that hard of a call. Also, there are Thors, yes. But Hydras aren't bad against Thors. It just depends on how many siege tanks there are.
Now I have your attention.
Well, on it, I don't blame him for taking this fight. Of all the things, like, as long as he doesn't micro. Yeah, this is probably the best move of the game. Look, that entire fight, instead of... No. Oh, well, okay, just run. Just get out of there. No, where are you going? He spent most of the time building more Hydras to replace the ones he lost. But now it's going downhill. Now we're... Oh, no. Okay, well... Now I don't know. Now I have your attention. It went from kind of okay to... Okay, well... The answer is Vipers, by the way. Lurkers with some upgrades is okay. Maybe not spending your money on 10 too many overlords would help. But when you lose a fight like that, it's gonna be hard. Well, he might not bring detection. Oh, there's another. That's a little ambitious. Stop with the creep. I don't think creep is going to be a huge factor here, and it hasn't been a huge factor at any stage. It's hard to come back from this. Stuck between a rock and a... You were not stuck! You could have just gone backwards. You're not stuck between jack shit besides your own incompetence and the enemy's army he took 15 minutes to put together. You could have just gone this way. Yes, there's a rock. This way was completely open and scouted by your beautiful creep spread. But you're like, no. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. I'm dead. You picked both of the wrong options when there was one wide open to you to get at least 20 or so of your Hydras out. But you were like backwards. There can be no retreat. Hindsight is always 20/20. No, it's fucking not. In hindsight, his comment was, I was stuck between a rock and a planetary. In hindsight, he's still fucking blind. The takeaway was, oh, wow, those Hydras really got trapped. Not, wow, I should have just backed the fuck up. There was no hindsight. He can't see jack shit, when really what he should be doing is making his opponent blind. In fact, there's a unit capable of doing that, a unit which would have almost infinite value at this stage of the game, but instead, he will remain so.
Your forces are under attack.
Now he just has to say something to really tie it all together. The only thing left is the chat meta in this game.
Base is under attack. Our army be scrapped.
Aw. Unfortunately. Like, so here's what. For someone who didn't build nearly enough queens, your creep spread was pretty good. That's a problem. Shame on you. Just general shame.
Shame.
Just generally.
Shame.
Like, you don't just get a lair to have a lair. That's not how it works. Like that we've been over this in every single replay since 9 out of 10, I think literally, were Zerg. Oh yeah, Kybrit was Protoss, but I tuned that one out because that wasn't really Protoss. That was just painful. As usual. Drawing all that attention, but it was silver/gold. It's like a B-. It was bad. Minus. Like, if you at some point are defending yourself with the creep spread, maybe you should think about all the other priorities you should have first. Creep spread is definitely lowest on the list. You didn't need it in the Brood War. You don't need it now. It's not like you're looking at the fucking minimap anyways, or you would have noticed that there were Hellions in your base coming to slaughter all of your drones. But shame on you. Like, we should know better. And if you're at the level where you don't know better, why are you wasting your money on Angry Coach? But his creep spread was pretty good. I'll give him that. Now we finally have ND Pizza, who's been very excited. And is... Oh, he just sent a direct download link, so we don't even get to get any preface on this. I don't know if that was intentional or if it was just incompetence. He's a Terran. He's a Diamond Terran. There's no other explanation here. So you Terrans, we're not done with you yet. Sporks or Lings taste bad in this TVT. I'm hard stuck in Diamond. Help me. You are a Terran, and you still have yet to Lings taste bad as me. Okay, alright. So, a staple of Diamond Terrans is trying too hard to micro the things they see Maru microing or Big Game microing without realizing why they have the opportunity to micro those things. Like Ravens and Reapers and Liberators and Medivacs and all these flashy units with the flashy micro that is only very good when it's backed up by actually producing SCVs and upgrades and having enough infrastructure behind it.
Additional supply.
Okay, 2 gas. No, come on. Don't. Okay, well, fine. Only a few seconds not building the racks. It doesn't mean your opponent's gonna have a Reaper 10 seconds. Oh, wait. Like, this is completely unacceptable. You can't waste 10 seconds not building your racks because one SCV showed up. You're half a Reaper behind. It's a mirror matchup. He might not have gone gas first. Okay, fine. But, like, this is a problem and will compound itself. No, you can't not build the Reaper. You need to build the Reaper. Every second. What is this build? What build is this? Why do you keep interrupting yourself? You can't beat one Reaper with one Marine, especially if the Marine is built so much like... I hate Reapers. Okay. So then why do you want them to kill you? Why do you need all that extra gas? Because that's the only reason you'd build a Marine instead of a Reaper. I dunno. You're hard stuck diamond because you don't have a fucking brain. That's probably why. That's literally the first unit! There are no other units! This is your first unit! And not only is it 20 seconds late, it's also the wrong one of 2 fucking choices! I usually win against Terrans. Remember, they're matched against you, and remember your thought process. No, we're not gonna go in this stupid fucking circle. Reapers suck. I stand by that. Sit the fuck down. That's where the second depots go.
Oh, good.
Thank you, Steam.
Now I have your attention.
It will catch on. If you're both, I'm stuck in diamond, and also, my strategies are the best, people will understand, then I think we're already beyond help. Like...
Your command center upgrade is complete.
Like, it's getting already... It hasn't taken very long, and we're already at the point of no return. My build is bad, and I don't want to change. And also, why am I stuck in diamond?
Add-on complete.
See, that was unfair. Oh, we're just doing one of these. Okay, never mind. He's trying too hard. And too little simultaneously. It was a little funny for a few seconds, but now it's just sad. I'm not gonna give him the attention he wants at this point. Like, it tilted way too quickly from, like, I really don't know how to improve to I'm gonna troll LOL XD.
Command center add-on complete.
Ready to blunder. Ready to blunder. Ready to blunder. Ready to blunder.
Your control and liberators is fine. It's not a bad idea. Not very reliable. Especially if you just get lazy and unsiege at some point, but...
Command center mineral field depleted. We finished that add-on.
You see, the reason why, like the people who use a little bit more of their brain, realize that, yeah, like, the point of Angry Coach actually is the coaching, but you rarely actually see the coaching. The coaching is for those of you without the disposable income or with the common sense and critical thinking skills to not make the mistakes of the people who are wasting their money on it. That's what you don't see 90% of the time. Every once in a while you get someone who is in that Venn diagram of both having the disposable income and interest to improve. But most of those people avoid it, and shout out to you. Thank you for watching and learning. But by definition, they would probably not be sending it in. That it's kind of like when a lot of people, it's like the people who take that last game with the Platinum Zerg. It's like, well, my creep spread was really good and I won the game. It's like, was it the creep spread or was it the getting the upgrades? I don't know. But like most people would take away like the upgrades plus the unit composition. Some people will take away the creep spread. And some people will improve more quickly than others.
Mineral field depleted. SCV ready.
No, not right now.
More shoebox depot thingies needed.
What are the upgrades? Yes. 0.
Ready to blunder.
Add-on complete. Well, no more gas with this one. Mineral field depleted. Your command center. That's
Ready to blunder.
our SCVs are under attack. They're attacking our base.
There's no way he doesn't win at the end, right? How long is this game? Oh, he just loses. Okay. He deserves to. Shame on you. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna dignify that. Shame.
Shame. Shame.
Either you know why,
Shame.
or you don't. And I don't think there's any changing that from me. Classic. Alright, and that wraps it up. Wait. Yeah. What a way to end. I'm sorry, my Terran friends. But some people, and to those of you, it's getting to that time again. I don't have any insider information. I don't know if the end of the year will bring another significant balance patch like the last few years have seen. I don't know if we're going to require a new set of guides for any particular race. From my understanding, and this is just from public knowledge, the balance team is moving towards small adjustments, not changes like we're removing this unit and adding this one, but instead tweaks to things for more stability in the long run. So, as we get towards the end of the year, I'll probably be making a new round of guides that people can ignore into the future. If there are major balance patches, I will definitely do so. If there's something you actually want to see, for those of you that don't have that disposable income to waste on me, and that you're really feeling like I'm lacking, or you can't find on other more accomplished people's channels, then make sure to leave it. I do read the comments, most of them. Congratulations, you're first in your head. So, keep it up. And also, whoever, I don't know if it's the same person, but somebody has been time-stamping all the angry coaches, and they like have it lined up because they figured out where the Twitch highlights are. So for all the people, because nobody knows this, of course, but you can just go to the Twitch highlights and see what's eventually going to be on YouTube most of the time in the future. But you are a real hero. I just wish I remembered your name. So not that much of a hero, but a hero nonetheless. Does a hero need the glory? They at least get a pin and a heart. So there's that. So thank you to you, real hero. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and I look forward to more in the future. Good luck, have fun, and shame to those who deserve it, and good luck to everyone else. Thank you for watching. Great stream. It's not. No, that's the end of that bit.